All right, listen to my song. And thinking about binary, ternary, rondo, theme and variations, rounds, call and response, tell me whether you hear some repeated sections, or if you just hear contrasting sections, or if you hear both. Oh, ram, sam, sam, oh, ram, sam, sam, gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam, oh, ram, sam, sam, oh, ram, sam, sam, gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam, oh, Rafi, gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam, oh, Rafi, gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam, oh, ram, sam, sam, oh, ram, sam, sam, gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam, oh, ram, sam, sam, oh, ram, sam, sam, gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam. That's a long song. Did you hear any? Thank you, hold your applause. Did you hear any repeated sections? What kind of words did you hear in the repeated sections?
I don't know.
Don't know. Why don't you know though, Hannah? Tell me why. No, really. Why?
I don't know.
Because you don't know what do you know what I was singing about? Does anyone know what I was singing about? Was I singing in a different language?
Yes.
Really?
Maybe.
What kind of language?
Gibberish.
Yeah. Gibberish?
Maybe, perhaps.
So maybe I was just singing nonsense. Ah, perfect. Child language. I'm just singing nonsense words. So this should already be a clue that this song is really not here to teach you some kind of history or cultural lesson, right? We're focusing on something very different because it's just nonsense words. But you heard some repeated sections. What repeated sections? What words did you hear in the repeated sections? Ram, sam, sam. We heard that to death. Was there any contrasting section?
Gooly, gooly.
And
Rafi.
I don't know what.
What's this mean?
Rafi.
Something went higher, right? The pitch or the melody went higher, and that was the different section. And then did we repeat again? All right, good. Can you try and sing this with me? This time, let's add some motions to it. So you're singing the song and you're copying my motions. All right, here we go. Oh, ram, sam, sam, oh, ram, sam, sam, gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam, oh, ram, sam, sam, oh, ram, sam, sam, gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam, oh, Rafi, gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam, oh, Rafi, gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam, oh, ram, sam, sam, oh, ram, sam, sam, gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam, oh, ram, sam, sam, oh, ram, sam, sam, gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam. Very good. Well done. All right, so we're using body percussion. What body percussion? Thinking about back to last week, what body percussion did we use in this song? Clap, patch, right? Is that the only? Yeah, that's the only two. We didn't do any stomping or snapping, right? We could have. How did my movement help give you an indication as to what form? How did I use the movement to help you figure out what form?
Because with each different repeating section, it was repeating.
The same movement? All right. And then my contrasting sections, were my movements very different? How different?
All the way up.
All the way up, right? We actually stood up for this one. So if you're more a visual learner, you're not necessarily an oral learner, and you listen to the teacher sing the song, and everyone around you is like, yeah, there was repeated and there was contrasting section, and you were like, oh, it just sounded different to me completely. When you did the movement, if you're a kinesthetic or more visual learner, that's immediately going to guide you towards the type of form. All right. Good. So have a look on the board. I've got another visual here. I got some pictures. So what form are we in?
Singing and movement.
Ternary, right? 3 sections. We've got our A sections, our ram, sam, sam, and I found a little man doing a gooly gooly, so I had to put him in there. And then we have the contrasting B section. I've got a man standing up, all right? And then we've got our repeated A section again, all right? So a very simple song. Anybody heard this song before? In the previous class, some people had done it. I didn't do it back in South Africa, but I have heard it in elementary classrooms a lot. There are a lot of elementary songs that are just nonsense words, all right? And it's kind of fun. Gooly gooly is a fun word to say, all right? But bringing students' attention to the fact that there are contrasting sections and repeated sections, just like the music on the radio, same thing. All right, good. Let's have a little bit of fun with this. Okay, so everyone said this was in ternary form. right? Agreed. What will we have to do to make it into binary form?
Section.
Would we have to add a completely new section, or would we have to take something away?
Take away the
Which section would we take away?
last
The
section.
repeated section, right? So we'd have the A section, and then we'd have the B section, and we just don't go back to the A. All right, so let's try that together. Here we go. A ram, sam, sam, a ram, sam, sam. Gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam. Ram, sam, sam, a ram, sam, sam. Gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam. Rafi, a Rafi. Gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam. A Rafi, a Rafi. Gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam. Ah, well done. Good. Right, so if we're in binary form, we would just end there. We wouldn't repeat the A section again. Good. Does that make sense? All right. Let that marinate for a second. What if we wanted to turn it into rondo form? And we're not going to do that. But what if we wanted to turn that song into rondo form?
You have to add a new section.
We'd have to add a new contrasting section, right? Not a repeated section. So maybe, so we'd have our A section, our ram, sam, sam. Then we'd have our B section where we sang higher and we stood up. We go back to the A section. And then maybe we just had like a crazy section where we just like, I don't know, right? And then a ram, sam, sam, a ram, sam, sam. So we could do something like that as well. How about if we had to sing it in a round or in canon? Let's see how you guys cope. Yes, Barbie.
One group would start with the Ram Sam Sam, and then when they moved on to the standing part, another group would start with the Ram Sam Sam. And
Good,
continue.
excellent, absolutely. So let's say this is our first group, right? That is our second group up to, what's your name with the yellow cap? Madeline. And then that's our third group. But I'm going to make it a little more challenging because you're all adults. Take away the words. I just want you to think the words while you do the actions. All right, so sing it in your mind. Don't sing it out loud. Here we go. All the groups, and I'll show you when you come in. This group is starting. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, okay, all right, not bad, not bad. We can do this one more time, one more time. This time let's start with that group. Then you guys are second and you guys are third. All right, so A, B, A. All right, we're still in ternary form, but we're doing it as a round. Let's try it, here we go. 1, 2, thinking the words.